A legacy forged in conquest, introducing Mohammad Shaybani. Mohammad Shaybani was a formidable figure in Central Asian history. He was a descendant of Genghis Khan himself. He was a skilled warrior and a shrewd strategist. In the late 15th and early 16th centuries, he carved out a vast empire. This empire stretched across modern-day Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and parts of Turkmenistan. Shaybani's reign marked the rise of the Shaybanid dynasty. This dynasty would rule over parts of Central Asia for over a century. Shaybani's story is one of ambition, military prowess, and lasting impact on the region. Shaybani's life was intertwined with the tumultuous power struggles of his time. The Timurid Empire, once a dominant force in Central Asia, was in decline. This created a vacuum of power. Various nomadic tribes and ambitious leaders vied for control. It was in this chaotic environment that Shaybani rose to prominence. His story is not just about military victories, it is also about the establishment of a new political order in Central Asia. The making of a warlord, Shaybani's early life and exile. Mohammad Shaybani was born in 1451. His lineage traced back to Shaban, a son of Jochi and grandson of Genghis Khan. This prestigious ancestry played a crucial role in Shaybani's life, giving him a claim to leadership and influence among the nomadic Uzbek tribes. Shaybani's childhood was marked by turmoil. He experienced the loss of his father and the constant struggle for survival in the harsh steppes of Central Asia. These early experiences instilled in him resilience and a thirst for power. After the death of his father, Shaybani and his brother Mahmud Sultan were forced into exile. They sought refuge in the Khanate of Astrakhan, finding protection and support from the ruling Khan. This period of exile proved to be a formative one for Shaybani. He received a well-rounded education. He studied Islamic theology, law, and literature, demonstrating a keen intellect and thirst for knowledge. He became well-versed in the art of war. He honed his leadership skills, qualities that would prove invaluable in his later conquests. From exile to empire, Shaybani's rise in the steppes. In the 1470s, Central Asia was a cauldron of shifting alliances and ambitions. The once mighty Timurid Empire, under the rule of Abu Sa'id Mirza, was crumbling. This presented an opportunity for ambitious leaders like Shaybani. He returned from exile, rallying the nomadic Uzbek tribes under his banner. His vision was clear: to unite the fragmented Uzbek tribes and establish a powerful empire. Shaybani's charisma, combined with his lineage and military acumen, proved irresistible to the Uzbek tribes. They saw in him a leader who could restore their former glory and lead them to conquest. With each passing victory, Shaybani's reputation grew. His forces swelled in number, attracting warriors eager to share in his success. He instilled a strict sense of discipline and organization within his army, transforming them into a formidable fighting force. A clash of dynasties, the Shaybanids versus the Timurids. The Timurids, descendants of Timur, Tamerlane, had long been the dominant force in Central Asia. Their empire, though in decline, still held significant sway. Shaybani's rise represented a direct challenge to their authority. The clash between these two dynasties was inevitable, a clash that would reshape the political map of Central Asia. The conflict between the Shaybanids and the Timurids was about more than just territory. It was a clash of ideologies and legacies. The Timurids, known for their patronage of the arts and culture, represented a more settled, urban-centric rule. Shaybani and his Uzbeks, on the other hand, were heirs to the nomadic traditions of the steppes, emphasizing military might and expansion. This clash of cultures and ambitions fueled a series of bitter conflicts that would last for decades. Section 5. Master of the Silk Road. Shaybani's conquest of Transoxiana. In 1500, Shaybani set his sights on Transoxiana, the heartland of the Timurid Empire. This region, encompassing modern-day Uzbekistan and parts of Tajikistan, was a cultural and economic hub, situated strategically along the Silk Road. Control of Transoxiana meant control of lucrative trade routes and access to vast wealth. Shaybani's conquest of Transoxiana was swift and brutal. He captured the city of Bukhara, a major center of Islamic learning and culture, in 1500. He followed this with the capture of Samarkand, the jewel of the Timurid Empire, in 1501. The fall of these cities marked the end of Timurid rule in Transoxiana and the firm establishment of the Shaybanid dynasty. Shaybani's control of Transoxiana not only solidified his empire, but also gave him command of the Silk Road. This brought him immense wealth and influence. Section 6. The Shaybanid state, a new power in Central Asia. With the conquest of Transoxiana, Shaybani turned his attention to consolidating his rule and establishing a centralized state. He knew that military victories alone were not enough to ensure lasting power. He implemented administrative reforms, established law and order, and promoted trade to secure his empire's prosperity. Shaybani's reign marked the beginning of a new era in Central Asian history. He united the disparate Uzbek tribes and forged a powerful empire. He understood the importance of balancing military power with effective governance. He established a centralized administration, appointing officials to oversee various aspects of government from tax collection to justice. He implemented a unified legal system based on Islamic law. This brought order and stability to his newly conquered territories. His reign saw the flourishing of trade, art, and culture, ushering in a period of relative peace and prosperity after decades of Timurid decline. Section 7. A ruler and a scholar, Shaybani's patronage of the arts. Mohammad Shaybani was not just a skilled warrior and conqueror, he was also a man of learning and a patron of the arts. He understood the importance of culture and education in legitimizing his rule and fostering a sense of unity within his diverse empire. He invited scholars, poets, and artists to his court, creating an environment that fostered intellectual and artistic pursuits. Shaybani himself was a prolific writer and poet. He wrote under the pen name Shaybani Khan. His works included treatises on Islamic law, history, and poetry, demonstrating his wide-ranging intellect and literary talent. His patronage had a lasting impact on the cultural landscape of Central Asia. He helped to preserve and promote Persian language and literature, making it the official language of his court. Section 8. The Fall of a Conqueror, Shaybani's Demise at Merv. Shaybani's meteoric rise and empire-building ambitions inevitably led to conflicts with neighboring powers. One such power was the Safavid Empire, under the rule of Shah Ismail I, a rising force in Persia. The conflict between these two ambitious rulers was a clash of ideologies and ambitions. It would ultimately lead to Shaybani's downfall. The Battle of Merv, fought in December 1510, proved to be a turning point in Shaybani's fortunes. The Safavid army, led by Shah Ismail I, inflicted a crushing defeat on Shaybani's forces. Shaybani himself was killed in the battle at the age of 59. His body was treated with respect by Shah Ismail I, a testament to his prowess as a warrior even in defeat. Shaybani's death marked the end of his empire-building ambitions and had significant repercussions for the political landscape of Central Asia. Section 9. The legacy of the Shaybanids, a lasting impact on Central Asia. Mohammad Shaybani's reign, though relatively short, had a profound and lasting impact on the history of Central Asia. He united the fragmented Uzbek tribes and established a powerful empire that challenged the dominance of the Timurids. His conquest of Transoxiana and control of the Silk Road brought economic prosperity and cultural exchange to the region. Shaybani's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a skilled warrior and a ruthless conqueror. He was also a shrewd administrator, a scholar, and a patron of the arts. He left behind a legacy of centralized rule, Islamic scholarship, and cultural patronage that influenced the course of Central Asian history for generations to come.